Alright guys, so we are going for another adventure into Beljanica, and it's 11 o'clock and we just packed our bags, so we're gonna sleep up there as well. So this is the car we're going with. It's about an hour and something of drive, and this is the dog Pupili Dup, and we found in the wood. Okay there. How is Pupili Dup? Is a Pupili Dup. Here we arrived to Krupaj or Krupaj Spring, where the hike starts. Krupaj Spring is a water spring in eastern Serbia and Pomoravlje district below the western limestone massif of Beljanica, on the right side of the river Krupaj at the altitude of 220 meters. It is close to the village Milanovac and 35 kilometers from Jagubica. Krupaj Spring belongs to the karst springs with a temperature of 9 to 11 degrees Celsius. The spring at the bottom has an amphitheater form of precipitous, mostly vertical sides. The stream of the spring, 435 meters long, first flows towards the north, and after 130 meters it changes its direction to the west to continue 300 meters more before it confluences with the river Krupa. And here you can see this fish, but they build these sections here, like little dams where they keeping the fish, and they keep them separated, the big ones from the young ones. So this fish, like a salmon, they swim upstream until the spring where they mate, but instead of mating, they separate them and put them in these kind of things to use them, like to kill them, or I don't know what they do with them. It's just like, I don't know why humans are always altering the nature. So you see how they keep this section separated from the other sections, so the fish cannot swim more upstream. And this section over here is just totally crowded, and I don't know how is this allowed. Like, look at these fish over here are just completely crowded here, and I think most of the time they just raise them for food, which is really unethical. And I think it has to do because they build a dam over there, so the fish cannot really swim all the way up, and they just all cramped in here. So definitely I hope that this is gonna change in the future, and this fish won't be so stuffed in here and won't be used for humans anymore. So go vegan and stop this insanity here. After the dam was built with a height of 3 meters, Krupaj Spring won the new look of the oval lake with a 40-meter length and 70 meters width. Its water overflows from the lake with a very attractive waterfall. The cave diving explorations in 1998 led to the discovery of an 17 meters deep inverse branch of the cave siphon, through which the waters of the well ascend from the limestone Beljanica massif. According to the stories of divers who were able to go down to 123 meters depth, when you dive you are encountering a whole labyrinth of underground channels, passing through the stomach, slide, small room, 6 meters, great room, the head of the ram. Half-submerged caves is only possible with Ariadne, without who the most experienced divers would be lost. Finally, by passing the channel, you enter into the dark abyss. At 123 meters, there is a partially submerged underwater cave, and deep in the bowels of the earth there are already dug tunnels that led to the surface of the earth. Okay, it's 2:05. We're going for a hike to Beljanica. So this is a Krupaj and the hike starts over here on the right side. And it should take about 5 hours to Beljanica, but we're gonna sleep somewhere beneath Beljanica and then continue next day to Vodopad Buk, something like that. Okay, vidimo se sutra. Bye, thank you, bye. See you. So this is the way. Let's go. There's still people's houses here. We just started. So these are the villages. And behind those mountains already Homolje. So we're going for about 3-4 hours. Then we're gonna set up a camp. So we just got from here and we had to go through some private property there. So we asked the lady in the restaurant, she said to go through there, but we're not sure. But now we are on this road and we see the signs that we're gonna follow. So it's really bad, some misunderstanding, and it can ruin all your trip if you start some bad way. So hopefully now we're on the path. So now they have, instead of the signs, they have these cans on the trees that we should be following. But we're really not sure at the beginning where we should go. So hopefully from now on the signs will be good. So after about 20 minutes of hiking, we got out to this field where was also the house with some old man, and we continued with this path. There was also a cans on the trees, but after we crossed this field we didn't see the path anymore because the road was obstructed with some woods and we didn't see a sign. So we had to go back to the house to ask the old man who showed us the way. So we had to actually go to that obstructed road and continue, but we didn't see the sign. So luckily he was there and he showed us, but it was actually his fault because he put those branches there. But luckily now we even see the sign, so he went with us for at least another half an hour. The old man told us that this little path will connect to some bigger forest road in about 20 minutes, and that road will pretty much continue until Beljanica. It's also incredible that some people still live this kind of off-grid lifestyle in the middle of the nature here, just being self-sufficient, but also they have to exploit the animals because there is not enough fruits and vegetables growing here, especially in the winter time. So the signs were getting better and better, and here we actually got out of the woods and connected to this big road that's coming from the village Milanovac. So you can also definitely start a hike from there, although it's a little bit longer. But if you start from Milanovac, you can also do this trip on a mountain bikes, which would definitely prefer, because from here you're pretty much going all the way to the top of Beljanica on a big forest road like this. got some muddy area again, and we just have to go around it carefully. Gonna have muddy shoes now.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on. But mankind
So we just stopped here on the main road. It's around 3:30, and we're gonna have some lunch. We have some burritos, and we also have some mushroom bakery, vegan. So go vegan to save the environment. So you don't have to turn all these trees into fields for grazing animals or for growing corn to feed the livestock, and also just not to kill animals and for your health as well. Alright, so it's almost 4 o'clock and we just finished the lunch here. One burrito and some baked things, and just checking if we didn't forget anything. And so we have about 2 hours till we have to set up the tent at 6 the latest. So if we don't make it on some platform in 2 hours, we will have to set it up on in a wood somewhere, but the wood seems pretty dense for now, so we would have to set it up on the main road, or I don't know what we're gonna do. And we also need to make it to the some spring or some river for water for cooking. It can be any sort of water. If we don't make it anywhere, even something like this but bigger, because we have a filter, so we can filter any water. And yeah, so now we're gonna push it for 1 hour and see where we get.
Show me the way it can be with you. You with her, I know I saw you. Breaks my heart, but what can I do? It is life, I know I lost you for good.
So the Beljanica peak is at 1,334 meters above sea level, and we started at the Krupaj spring at 220 meters, so we have around 1,100 meters elevation. But the road to there is pretty long, around 20 kilometers, so often we're gonna go through the flat parts like this. So this looks like a great place for camping, but it's still, we have about hour and a half till where we want to stop. So something like this is perfect, grass, flat, but yeah, we want to go more, and there is no water here either way, so we cannot cook. So we just met one old guy down there, and he said to connect to the big road that goes from Žagubica is maybe another 2 hours, so we'll be ready 6:30 when we're gonna make it there. And it's getting dark at 7. You see the sun is already getting quite low, so we'll see. So now we got out from the woods pretty much, and we have some view. So this is called Krupaj Mountains.
Yeah, you told me the other day you'd be coming back today, but you didn't. Oh no.
So here we got to some field with cows grazing here, so you can see how much deforestation is caused by animal agriculture, especially the pasture grazed animals like cows. And this is pretty much in the middle of nowhere, so nobody's gonna check how much woods they cut here and how much lands they take or how many cows they graze here. Reminds me of South America. They put also these barbed wire fences everywhere, but I guess it's not on such a big scale as in South America, where you have like for hundreds of kilometers these fences protecting the properties for grazing the animals.
Show me the way I can be with you. You with her, I know I saw you. Breaks my heart, but what can I do? It is life, I know I lost you for good.
So right now it's 4:45. We're still following the signs, and on the maps.me I see that this spot is going maybe for another 15 minutes to half an hour. I can't really like compare it because it's quite a long way, but from there it should be maybe another hour or so to the main road, and there we should already find camping. But as I said, I can't really say with 100% confidence how the path is gonna be. But for now the road is, as you can see, even good for mountain bikes. So maybe we're thinking it will be a great adventure to hike up from the other side and come down here with the mountain bikes. But I'm not gonna say 100% because I'm not sure if we are there yet. So let's see. So it's 5 o'clock and we're still going on this nice road, so we don't have to make our way through some bushes or something like that. And hopefully this road will keep going like this all the way to the big road that leads from Jagubica. But we see on the maps that it's finishing maybe in next 10 minutes, so we'll see how it goes. And then we have to walk a little bit to the stream and a fun campsite, so let's go. So now the path started going more up, and we have about 500 meters till the end of this road. So we're always in a hurry, but that's what we are. Look at the view. Oh. So I just look on the map and it says we're at the end of that path, but the road is still going nice. So if it's going like this, we can keep going till 6 and hopefully we can get to the main road, but it still seems quite far, so not sure if we can make it till 6. We'll see. For now we'll keep going. So as I said, we're still going through this path, nice markings, quite big road, and I'm not sure how far it is, but I see on the map that there should be some water, So we already should have started setting up the camp at 5 because at 7 it's pitch black here, and plus the sky is cloudy, so it's gonna be dark even earlier. So we have to find some water source, otherwise we cannot cook dinner and breakfast. So yeah, we have to find some water source. So now we connected to some crossroad, so there's another road keep going here, and I think we should keep going up here till the next stream, which should be maybe 1 kilometer away, hopefully. So hopefully we can make it till 6, till the water stream, because it takes time to set up the tent and to cook dinner. So yeah, wish us luck that hopefully we can make it before darkness. Another crossroad here. So this is the Rečitski Vrch. I'm not sure if there is a path to there, but as I said before, the road should be just, the river should be just underneath there somewhere.
Like, where do you find
So in other countries when you're hiking, it's like it's so easy, like you have written even like signs with the times, how long it is. And here in Serbia it's like a game, like you really have to come close and then you see the mark. You know, it's and many times I noticed that they put sign where it's not needed. Like for example, this sign over here was not needed because obviously it's going here. But many times when there is a crossroad, they don't put any signs, so it's a bit weird. So it's 5:36 and we just got out to some kamenolom and a wood excavation site. So I heard that they want to make this a national park, but why they're postponing it, I think it's because there's so many companies there, like government officials have money in here invested in. There's a big business in woods, you know, and when there's lots of woods you cannot cut it anymore as a rule of national park. So that's why they don't want to make it a national park, because it would destroy all their business. So I'm thinking that this road must lead to the main road, because this is for big trucks that are taking the woods. So it must mean that you can do pretty much all this hike on a mountain bike as well, which would be much easier and much faster. Like you could get down literally in like 1 hour or less on the mountain bike from here, and it took us more than 3 hours of hiking up here. So Sanja said that we are 1,000 meters above sea level right now, and this part is more like a flat, so we should see the Beljanica soon, I think. And Beljanica top should be like a rocky mountain. I'm not sure exactly where. And you see you have a nice environment here. And here you can see sheep in the distance. You see how much area has to be cleared up of forests to make a land for grazing sheep or cows.
And this is just a small herd of sheep and they pretty much all the grass around, so imagine how much cows are eating. So one of the shepherds has also a garden here with a little greenhouse, but it must be much more difficult to grow something because it's colder up here. So one good thing about these pastures is that the grass is pretty short because all the sheep ate it all, so it's good for setting up the tent. But you see just how much deforested area you need just for grazing few herds of sheep. And at this point we're hoping to get a view of Beljanica peak, but we don't see it yet. We only see some forests and the Beljanica peak should be somewhere behind there.
So when I'm looking on my maps, it says the river should be just somewhere over here, but we don't see any water there. So hopefully we wouldn't have to drink from this ponds on the road. So if there was a normal stream here, this would be a perfect place for camping. Look at this grass, so nice. But the problem is that there is no water here. I don't know if they planted these trees here or if these are natural. So we are on the right path and we should connect to the big main road in about 10-15 minutes and another 10-15 minutes to the spring. We're gonna make it, so there will be like 6:30 or something like that. So it seems like we're connecting over there to the main road, and then Sanja was reading that the spring should be around 500 meters on this main road to the left. So when we find the water, we're just gonna refill all our bottles and then find a place to camp pretty much. So hopefully we'll get next 15-20 minutes to the spring and then another 10 minutes to find a campsite. So let's do it. So this is the river that we see on maps.me. So I'm not sure if we should just camp somewhere over here or look for that spring. What do you think? So this is the main road that's connecting Žagubica and the other hill. So it doesn't look that great. I don't know if you would get here with a van or even a car, only with a jeep or something. So it's almost 6:20 now, so we have about half an hour till darkness, and we decided to look for that spring, but I'm not sure where it's gonna be. And we also don't know where to camp now. It was much better down there for camping than here. This is just a forest and uphill, so we'll see. So we found the spring here. So we're gonna fill all our bottles and then start looking for a place to camp. We got a nice sunset here. So we just filled the bottles and we're thinking to go actually back there where was the nice flat ground, because I don't know where would we camp and find a place here. Doesn't really look like a good place to find a camp. Alright, so we actually returned back to this place because it's so much easier to find a place for camping around here than to look for camping in the woods. So we're probably thinking somewhere on the right. It's a nice sunset here. So now we even have water here. So if you're coming by this side, you can just come down here and fill your bottle. I'm sure it's even good water. Maybe some cows were shitting in here. So, but we find a nice place over there. So that's where we're gonna camp tonight. And first we're gonna start cooking. So here's a nice flat place. So hopefully in the morning we're not gonna get surprised by some cows or something. But yeah, it looks nice here. Alright, it's 6:43 and we have about half an hour till pretty much darkness. So this is a pretty nice place to set a campsite. This is right by the stream here. And this is a nice place for sitting. So hopefully there's some guy still screaming for the sheep. So yeah, hopefully we can hopefully we're not gonna get any disruptions. And let's get to cooking and building a tent. Alright, so I'm just setting up the stove. Now we have to release some gas and then light it up. So when you light up the fire, first it's gonna prime for about 2 to 5 minutes with this big flame, so you have to be careful so there is nothing inflammable. And then after about 2 to 5 minutes you're gonna get a smaller flame, and then you can put your cooker to boil the water. Alright, so we're just set up this tent here. It's a nice tent. We bought for 3 persons because if we want more space, and it's pretty light as well. It's only 2.7 kilos I think. And we already put the pasta here. So this is a MSR Dragonfly and it works basically on any fuel. You can put gasoline, you can put naphtha, diesel, any auto fuel, and you're gonna be boiling in no time. Look at that. Put a little bit less light. Yeah. That's it. Good job, guys. Guys, that's it for today. It was a long day exploring the Krupaj Skovrelo and then hiking 3 hours to here, and now we're cooking the pasta. So at the end it worked out good. We found a stream, so we have enough drinking water. Tomorrow we should wake up, prepare and head early because we have another hour at least to Beljanica, and then maybe even 5 hours all the way down to a Veliki Buk waterfall, which is on the other side. So we're not gonna go back the same way. So stay tuned for that adventure. It's gonna be epic. And for now, stay healthy and stay adventurous.